right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video. And check out Pig and a Pickle, 2 locations, Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. And they do run out. So get there early, get some brisket chili. Say hi to Damon and Mary. Tell them that Krug sent you. Pig and a Pickle. We're also brought to you by Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles. They're at 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove, California, along the Monterey Peninsula. My good friend Anthony Catania is at 831-521-5264. And, of course, this video is brought to you by Aura. And we'll tell you more about Aura in a bit. All right. Breakout players. My good friend Rohan on Niners Nation's website did a story today about breakout players for the 49ers. And every year, even if you have a bad year, and this year was a bad year, there's always going to be breakout players. It's always going to be those guys that, come out of nowhere sometimes or just happen to emerge. He had the 3 guys he went with is Demo Lenore. And what an incredible player Lenore has become. He's just such a confident player, and he signed a 5-year, $92 million extension because of how great he is. I mean, he plays the run like a linebacker. He's very physical. He's very confident. His coverage has gotten tighter and better every year he's been in the NFL. He's a savvy player. He's a smart player. He's a physical player. He's a violent player. Demo, man, he is terrific. So I would agree with Rohan. Demo Lenore, definitely a breakout player this year. And he was a breakout player last year. But this year, he got to another level. So I would consider him he had another breakout year, back-to-back breakout years for Demo. Number 2 on his list is Dom Pooney. Dom Pooney played every single snap. And he faded a little bit late in the year. He hit that rookie wall. I think if you talk to Dom, he'd say, hey, you know what? I didn't like my film as much in the last, let's say, month of the year as much as the earlier part of the year. Because as a rookie, you hit that wall. You just hit that physical wall, mental wall, where it's just like, you're getting better, and then you just plateau. And your body's fatigued, and you've played more games and more snaps than you ever have in your life. And you're just not playing at the same level that you played at earlier in the year. And I think that's just normal. But Dominic Pooney is a terrific player and is going to be a great player at probably any number of positions. I think he could play center, either guard spot. He could probably play right tackle. He was really good this year at right guard. For the most part, he was a huge bright spot for the Niners. So no question, Dom Pooney busted out. There were 25 offensive linemen drafted in front of him. And I saw they did a redraft. And in the redraft, he was the first offensive lineman taken. So, great job of scouting by the 49er front office to get Dom Pooney out of Kansas in the 3rd round. Terrific draft pick right there. Another terrific draft pick, and the other guy that Rohan had was Malik Mustafa. And, man, listening to Debo talk with Amon-Ra St. Brown and his brother on the podcast about Malik Mustafa. He's a missile, and it's like, Mustafa is just, I don't even know what to say about the guy. He's got so much talent. He's got so much potential. He loves to play. He's smart as hell. He's physical and violent as hell. He's a terrific prospect. I mean, I loved him in the draft process leading into the draft. I was hoping the Niners would draft him. They did, and he has not disappointed, man. He hits like a truck. He comes up and wallops people with the same kind of ferocity that we saw in the early 80s from Ronnie Lott. I mean, this guy will fill the lane and hit you. But he can also run, and he can cover. And to me, the play of the year was the Lions game, the misdirection, on the play where Gibbs reversed field and went, instead of going with the play, said, you know what, I'm going to go cut across the grain and go to the other side of the field. And Malik Mustafa, in a game that didn't have tons of meaning, just dead sprint all the way across the field, made the tackle. It showed a level of desire and an attitude that It's just rare. So he's special, man. He's special. In fact, I would probably have him at the top of the list because he's that special. He is so incredible, and watching him this year was amazing. Malik Mustafa is worth the price of admission. He's going to be a terrific player in that secondary for years to come. And he's only going to get bigger, stronger, more forceful, more physical, more violent. I mean, good luck to opposing receivers over the next 4 or 5 years, because you better know where Mustafa is, because he will step up and introduce your face mask to his. But those aren't the only breakout guys. There were other breakout guys. I'm going to give you 6 others that I think were really breakout guys. Sam Aquinu, the former Maryland Terrapin who had been signed the previous year late in the year. And I remember talking to him late in the year, just going, "Hey, Sam, what's your plan?" He's like, "Hey, I just got into the system. I'm going to try to learn, the system, learn what's going on, and get ready for training camp." And he showed up in camp ready to play. And he has been a great addition. He's strong against the run. You can play him at defensive tackle in like their NASCAR scheme. He's really smart. He's 6'1", 270, but he plays with great force, great leverage. He's terrific against the run, smart as hell, great motor. Aquinu's a player, and he's really, really solid. So, I mean, they had a rough year, but they've really got something there in Sam Aquinu. He's a keeper for sure. Another one, there were expectations, of course, high expectations for Ricky Pearsall, and he was disappointing for a good 5-game stretch. But then at the end of the year, he hit his stride and he started to make some plays. And we got a glimpse of Ricky Pearsall, what he's going to be in the future. I'll say this, just from a chance to, I feel, I had a chance to talk to Ricky and go, face to face with him in the locker room, and you can see kind of there's like a seriousness about him. He really wants to be good. And he's plenty athletic enough, fast enough, strong enough. He's got all the physical gifts that you need to succeed, and he's got that crazy desire. And I didn't see that necessarily early on, but listening to him and the high standard that he holds himself to, he learned a lot this year. Wait till next year. I think Ricky had the bust out at the end of the year. He was a breakout player in the last couple of games. Next year is Ricky's year, and I really think he's going to have a great year. Another guy who I thought busted out, but not until the Niners, crap can Devondre Campbell, and that's D. Winters. They didn't play D. Winters enough early on, but man, D. Winters flies to the football, and he was so impressive in a couple of those late games late in the year with just how ferocious and how fast he was. He's a player. He is a player. They had problems on defense this year. They're going to get their problems straightened out. D. Winters is a player. He can run and pursue, and he's got great instincts. I thought he was fantastic late in the year. Another guy who was a breakout guy, Isaac Guerendo. Isaac Guerendo, we knew he was big, strong, fast, but what we saw this year and what makes him a breakout star, he has elite receiving ability. He's not just a running back that can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's got great hands. I mean, he's got the hands of a receiver. Very, very natural hands. So that really bodes well for Brock Purdy utilizing Guerendo out of the backfield. And he's got big rack potential going forward because, man, the way he runs, we're talking about 225 pounds. He runs in the low 4.3s, and the way he catches the ball in open spaces, he's going to be a threat, absolute threat. So Guerendo, bust out player. When I saw the way he caught the ball as the year progressed, it was like, wow, this guy is going to be really good because he's so natural in that phase of the game. 2 other guys, and these were my 2 biggest breakout guys of the year. You don't talk about corners when they play well. You only talk about corners when they play poorly. And so what happens is a disproportionate amount of the conversation around cornerbacks is about guys who aren't very good. Guess who they weren't talking about a lot this year because he hardly ever got burned? Renardo Green. And Renardo Green is just proving to be a great man-to-man corner. He was fantastic this year. He was a breakout player. I think he might be the best player of the drafted players that they had this year. I think he's a Pro Bowl cornerback in the future, and I thought he was a true breakout player. The more opportunity he got to play, the better he got. And he's a very serious young fellow. I mean, there's no question. There's a lot of young guys in that room, but man, this guy is serious, really serious about football. Love Renardo Green, man. And I thought he was one of the breakout players of the year. And lastly, I'm going to go with the breakout player for the 49ers. In no doubt in my mind, Big Evan Anderson, the defensive tackle. He's a D tackle. He's a nose guard. He is strong as an ox, quick feet, smart as hell, great motor, exactly what you want. He's reshaping his body. He's going to continue reshaping his body. That guy is going to be good. He's got natural quickness, natural strength. He's built low to the ground. You can't uproot him out of there. He carries a lot of his strength and his weight in his lower half, and he's just rooted into the ground. I mean, he is just like a oak tree. I mean, he ain't going anywhere. It's just amazing. He's so solid. And then he showed quickness against the run. Got most guys with his frame and his strength, the ability to split the double team, have no ability at all to give you anything as a pass rusher. But he can't. He's more like a DJ Jones. He's got quick feet. He's got enormous, strength, but great quick feet. And then he's got the final thing, which is the motor. This guy plays hard and, relentless. Just kept coming this year. Kept getting better and better and better. So, he's got some baby fat that they're going to try to reproportion into muscle. He's not quite the body that he's going to be next summer when the 49ers reconvene. But if that kid devotes himself to conditioning and lifting and being a great defensive tackle, if he will commit to his diet and to his workout and to football, sky's the limit. He's enormously strong, incredibly quick, and plays with an incredible motor. And he's 320 pounds on a 6'3" frame. I mean, when the Niners guaranteed this guy, like whatever it was, $280,000, maybe more, it might have been $380,000, that they guaranteed him as an undrafted player. I mean, usually you see an undrafted player, they'll get like $30,000 guaranteed. The good ones will get $100,000 guaranteed. When the Niners paid the kind of money they paid, that told me that they really believed in that prospect. And when I talked to Chris Kasarik this summer about Anderson, he's like, I asked him, I said, Chris, were you the one who was instrumental in bringing him here? And he's like, I was. And you could tell he loved this kid's potential and saw what was underneath. And man, this kid was incredible. And it's so hard. I mean, look what defensive tackles who have quick feet and enormous strength make in free agency. It's a boatload. It's a mint. So to find a player like this, not in any round, but after the draft, I mean, I tip my cap to the Niner personnel department because that was a great get. And to me, Evan Anderson is the 49er breakout player of the year. All right, thanks to Pig in a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krueger Show. Thanks to Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles for sponsoring this video. And now a word from our sponsor, Aura.
Have you ever typed your name on the internet and seen all of your private information is online? Are you tired of receiving tons of spam calls from random numbers? Are you receiving more and more of these as time has gone on? Well, that's where Aura, the sponsor of today's show, can really help you out. Data brokers sell your information to scammers and spammers and anyone else who may want to target you. Your full name, your email, your home address, all your records, your health records, who your relatives are. It's all out there. That's why I've been using Aura. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it also protects me from hackers who could use the information to help them access my social media accounts, my bank accounts, or any other sensitive information. Aura also does so much more to protect me and my family from online threats I can't see. I get other features like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. It's really easy to set up. And best of all, I get everything at one affordable price. I value my privacy and I value yours. You can go to the link in the description to start your 2-week free trial.
And thanks to Aura for sponsoring this video as well. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting The Krueger Show on YouTube.